Welcome to the Lead with Your Soul podcast. I'm Michelle Wright, your host and fellow traveler on this journey of self-discovery. This podcast is designed for women navigating life transitions and yearning to embrace their true selves. I'll be sharing my personal journey from navigating the complexities of divorce and blending families to reshaping my career to something that resonates with my soul. With 3 decades as a teacher and mentor, I'm here to share insights, heartfelt stories, and practical strategies. Together, we'll explore how to cultivate self-love and create the vibrant, fulfilling life you deserve. Join me each week as we dive deep into the art of living authentically. Welcome to the Lead with Your Soul podcast. I'm Michelle Wright, your host, and I'm so glad that you're here today. We are doing our June soul messages, and I'm going to be pulling cards and really continuing to look at the transitions and evolutions that are happening in our lives. I invite you to just take a moment, take a deep breath, put your hand on your heart, and just breathe in deeply and breathe out. Setting in the intention for yourself to settle and connect with Mother Earth, connect with your own soul, your own messages, setting the intention that we're able to hear the messages from our spirit team, our angels, our ancestors around us, and that we connect with our intuition and a deeper understanding for our highest good, how we can move forward in June, and how we can learn from what has been, and just set this intention of healing and guidance. You might also want to have a journal with you to write down any ideas, thoughts, images that come into your mind, something that when you hear it, it just really hits, and that's your message. So as much as the cards are an oracle, I'm an oracle as I channel my own spirit team, you're an oracle as you listen to your own soul and your own guidance. And no matter when you hear it, and you hear these messages are for you. So I invite you to just sit back, take some notes as we move down into my cards. So as I've been doing, I pull cards before we come, just the overall essence of this reading and what it means. And it's just such a beautiful card, the soul cards. And you can see this, here we have a person who's playing music, and we just have this angelic being coming down. And the message that I get when I have that is just, I use music to center me. I use music to get me excited and bring me to a different place that I want to be. And it's recognizing that power of music to resonate at a soul level, at an energy level. And how can you use music this month to calm your nervous system if you need that, to get you excited and motivated to do hard work if you need to do that, and seeing how the songs and the lyrics can speak to you. Some people get messages through their lyrics and their songs, and they'll turn on the radio, as they've been chatting with their spirit team, and all of a sudden a song and those exact lyrics speak to the answer that they need. So really be curious of how music is coming in and sending you messages, and also be active in using music. We have in our numerology deck healing, the number 66, and it really speaks about healing and continuing to heal. Astrologically, the beginning part of this year has been really challenging, just with big planets moving around. And we're just offered as there's all of these shifts that continue to come in. How can we heal? How can we bring our own healing at our own level? What can we release? What can we move into? And how can we then, through our healing, bring healing to the larger collective? Maybe it's the people that surround you, maybe it's in your town. It's looking at how do you speak when you go to the grocery store and look in the eyes of the clerks and recognize them as humans. And with your heart, just give a blessing, a healing. So, healing on so many different levels. And then my beautiful deck that comes from Australia, Mel Brown, Aboriginal Ancestor Wisdom. And this deck is red. So, it's the bottom half. That's how I read it. And it's peaceful. And she's bringing in this is saltwater wisdom, and saltwater wisdom talks about the ebbs and flows. It talks about the wisdom of the tides, the wisdom of moving with what's going on. And I see this in music, the movement of music. How do we use music to become peaceful, to relax our nervous system? How do we use music to become peaceful warriors, bringing healing into the world, bringing healing into what we need to do? Currently, right now, we're called to service for those around us and our own souls. So it'll be interesting how this kind of comes out in the reading. I'm just going to put it to the side. We'll kind of see it as we end. The first, we're going to do 4 rows. The first row that we're going to do is just from last month. What's the energy, the ideas, the information we can take from last month that just really helps us flow into this month? I'm using Chris Ann Donnelly's Light Seer deck and using that tarot to just to give us some insight into what we're doing. We have a jumper. So we have the 4 of Swords that jumped out, wanted to be part of this. Yes. So what is it that we need to pull forward with us? Okay, very interesting. So we have the 4 of Swords. Swords is the suit of air. It is the suit of communication, our thinking and our thoughts. And I just love this. So you have here, she has swords. She's in a nest and she's resting. The 4 of Swords just recognizes the challenges and difficulties that have been part of our nervous system. I just look politically, I look what's been going around the world, just things that are 10,000 feet from me. And it's been a lot. And so some of the things that we need to bring in is a sense of rest. And that's where over here that peaceful healing for ourselves. How are you making sure that your nervous system is relaxed? How are you making sure that you build that in the northern hemisphere? It's spring, we are busy. All of a sudden it's light at 5 a.m. and it doesn't get dark till past 10. So our sleep cycles are different. And we're just on the move. We want to do things. It's gorgeous outside. And is it resting? Is it how do you build in rest while you're gardening, while you're outside watching the kids play ball or soccer, or just walking your dog, making moments of rest? We have the Major Arcana card that was in protection. And I always ask myself then, what does this mean that energy's coming in, the energy's coming out, or we're blocking it? And I see this energy is coming in because we're moving into a different energy. So the rest is going to be moving and we're going to be changing and ending something. So this is the end of the cycle because number 21 is the Major Arcana. It's that hero's journey and it's the end of that journey. And we'll go back to the Fool. We'll go back to start another journey. So as you rest, it's a time to contemplate. As you heal, it's a time to contemplate what, as I end this part of my journey and I do this spiral of healing and this part of expansion, what can I celebrate? What can I honor? What can I be amazed at and thankful for? And just a heart full of gratitude for what has happened so far? And what do I need to release and say, that is done? I feel there's a completion that's happened there. because we're moving into the Seven of Pentacles. Pentacles is the suit of earth, it is the everyday living, because what you've been planting, you've been continuing to plant over the last month different parts that you needed. So you've put them in the soil and you've been looking over them and you've been caring for them. And it is this time of planting. It is the time to get out and put in your bedding plants. And what is it you want to bloom? What is it that you want to create in this new? And so it's setting those seeds. And that can sometimes be a little bit harder because it's not just going with the flow and saying, well, okay, universe, whatever you're going to give me, I will take it, because then they'll just give you whatever. Do you have specific things in your transitions, in your growing, in your becoming that you want to bring forward? What specifically do you want to plant? Do you want to plant a new relationship? Do you want to plant a new relationship with you? Do you want to plant a new relationship with your body and how you interact with your body? I know for me, this is moving my body. I find as I get into spring and summer, I just love to run. I love to move. I find I am being called with the sun, with the earth, to just move my energy. I'm out of hibernation. And so I'm mindful about what I'm putting in my body, how I'm moving my body. And that's what I'm planting. I'm just making sure that I put that into my calendar. I make that sure that's something that I set up. It's also taking time to work on my business, my coaching business. And that's an important piece that I'm working on. And so I need to plant those seeds in my calendar. What is my intention? What am I trying to build? How am I trying to reach women in transition and provide supports and guidance? So I continue to plant those. And just built on the energy, I'm in a shift. Retrogrades and parts of my chart have moved. So, as a Taurus sun, Leo rising, and Virgo moon, I've got some big movement happening. And that's what's important to plant exactly what I want to put my energy into so that over this next several months, it's growing in that direction. I've got our Colette Baron read animal spirit deck. Just what is the energy that we can take from this that we want to have? Starfish spirit, open to the infinite possibilities. Oh, goes right with that Seven of Pentacles. Gives me shivers when I think of that. Because for me, that just is a reminder that what I need to take from what has been my hibernation of the months before, the challenges, the healing that has come before, I really want to make sure that I'm just going to shift this down. I want to make sure that I am really dreaming infinitely. I need to allow myself to co-create with spirit, with infinite possibilities. I don't know what's possible. Miracles happen every day. I see them. I see the flowers bloom. I can hear it in people as they tell some of their stories, and I see those as miracles. And I need to invite miracles to come into my life. And that's where be open to the infinite possibilities. Open your mind. Healing and being peaceful is about allowing your mind to just be still enough to hear your guidance come in for you. Very, very powerful. Now, in the next month, we have what are some of the areas that are inviting us to grow? So, some of our challenges, and I don't see challenges as negative, I see challenges as a really powerful opportunity to expand, to explore. If I want to explore and open to infinite possibilities, sometimes these are the areas that I need to kind of lean into and open up in myself. So this just kind of gives me some pointers of, okay, focus on this as you co-create. And so we have the Wild Reflections tarot deck here. Yes. What do we have? We have the High Priestess in protection, the Knight of Wands in protection, and the Six of Wands showing up. So so first we have the High Priestess. And I see this one in protection in the sense of we have to be careful that we don't block ourselves. The High Priestess is the major arcana. It has that real deep moon energy. So you might want to connect with the full moon and rituals in the full moon or the new moons and dive deeper into being still enough, peaceful enough to listen to your intuition because it wants to speak to you as you're opening to endless possibilities and you're continuing to expand and grow. It's going to be the tingles you get for you. I see this as well when I go for walks. So sometimes when I'm going on walks with my dog, my challenge can be I'm actually doing my grocery list, I'm doing my to-do list, I'm thinking about all the things that I need to do and have decided for me instead of grounding into Mother Earth and listening to the birds, feeling the trees, feeling the energy of the earth itself. What does it feel like today? Is there a wind? Do you hear messages on the wind? What do the trees feel like today? Who are you seeing today? Who's on your path? What birds are you coming across? What other animals are you coming across? And being open and setting those peaceful times in your mind to be curious about the messages that your spirit team is sending you, because they're definitely sending you messages. And sometimes what I do is I set that intention in the morning or before my walk. I set this intention that I'm going to hear and be aware of the messages that are coming to me. So I will set that. We have the Knight of Wands. Wands is that suit of creativity. It is the suit of passion and fire. And I see this energy coming in and allowing this energy to come in. So it's a peaceful time. So we've looked, it's a peaceful time, it's a time of healing. And how are you allowing the fire to start to burn your passions, your infinite possibilities, the things that light you up? How are you really identifying and leaning in to all and moving towards what lights you up and changing? So there is a definite change from the Seven of Swords energy and moving into this energy. And it's saying sometimes it can be difficult. It can be if we're tired or we're not feeling open to what's going on. And that might be because our nervous system is just overstimulated. So we have to find ways to calm it. We have to find ways to relax, breathing deeply, maybe getting a massage, maybe getting a pedicure, doing something to massage and heal your own self so that you can then be open to listening. And in here, I'm seeing like the music that lights you up. When are you finding that you have tunes that just bring you now not into a peaceful energy, but bring you into that creative fire energy that just start to have you burn brightly? Because the Six of Wands is here. The Six of Wands is really about victory. It's about allowing things to be good. And, believe it or not, that can be hard. That can be really hard to have in transition, in challenging times as we're healing, to allow ourselves to celebrate and be amazed at how far we've come. Sometimes I imagine myself looking backwards on a path, and I'm looking back and saying, "Oh, I can't believe I came this way." It's really dramatic when you do it on a mountain hike because you're like, "Whoa, that was a long way." And emotionally, what are you opening yourself up to? And really celebrating how amazing you are and what you've done already in your journey. And you need to write those down. And that's because, when we plant, we also have to recognize what we're reaping as we're doing it. Recognize for ourselves. I actually, to go back for my example, I actually did go for a run 4 times this week. I actually did fuel my body with food that was good for me and that helped sustain me. It was medicine for me. And I need to celebrate that and almost like check it. Maybe you're a to-do list person. This might be something you need to do. Check it, write it down, put it in a journal, and just celebrate. These are the seeds I put in, and happy face for me. I was talking to a good friend, and she said, I am really motivated by gold stars. I recognize that. So for whatever reason for me, if I have a to-do list and goals that I want to achieve, I actually put stars on. And she is like me at 56, 57 years old, and stars still bring her joy. How do you celebrate? Is it, do you need gold stars? I love on my watch when I do my run, my watch, I still love it does a little celebration, woo woo. And I actually will move until my watch will give me that. Because for me, that is a way that I can celebrate it. Another way that I do it internally is I celebrate it by looking back in my journals. I look back to where I have been. I listen to, sometimes I will do vlogs as a journal, and I listen to where I've grown, how I've changed my thinking, how I've leveled up. And it may seem sometimes like I'm at the same spot. That's what the spiral and you level up, but it's not. And I can see that by looking in my journal. And I have the Judith Orloff that I love to do. What do we need to surrender to? And she says to get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Ooh, ties, right? Doesn't it tie there? So you have to get out of your head. You have to stop thinking and you need to start doing. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passions and let it flow. So, what are your passions? What's, as I said, lighting you up? You need to surrender to those. Surrender to the music that brings that to you. I know picking music for my runs is important because I need to have music that lights me up, that brings me there. I have music that just makes me feel like the angels are with me and just light me up. Find your passions, whatever it is for you, find it and lean into it. Now we have Ethany, and we're going to do what are the gifts that are coming. So your spirit team is sending you gifts. They're gifts for us to really lean into because they're the things that might come difficult or be challenging, but they're going to bring us a long way. And sometimes it doesn't feel like a gift, actually. I'm going to be honest. It feels more like a challenge, but that's where seeing it as that. The Seven of Swords, the Two of Wands, and the Lovers. Beautiful. Here we have the Seven of Swords. Swords, once again, is about the thinking. It's about our thinking in our mind. And the Seven of Swords is about stealing. And here you literally have someone stealing for you. So you have to figure out what is being stolen from you, or you perceive it's being stolen from you. For me, Whenever I have this card, it is about fear because my fear of moving forward, my fear to do this next thing, my fear of what will actually happen to me if I become my highest, most powerful self, that fear is what stops me. That fear of taking a risk, that fear of planting and being open up to the infinite possibilities and the passions that I really do have, that fear of if I'm worthy. So when I read this to me, and I'm leaning into it, is the powerful, powerful message that the gift is to let go of your fear. Recognize where fear is binding you tight, stopping from you from moving forward, stopping you from healing and being peaceful, where fear is making you stagnant. Because the Two of Wands is coming. This energy of making choices is coming. Wands, that fire, that creativity, you have to choose. It's about making choices. All things are possible for you. And sometimes when you come for a reading, and I know okay, well, just tell me, Spirit team, what do I do? Do I do A or do I do B? And you know what Spirit says? You can do both. What do you want to do? What is in your heart and in your soul? If you do A, this is how you're going to grow. If you do B, this is how you're going to grow. Both roads are a way forward. And what is your choice? And this is really bringing into what are you planting? Because it's a choice. It's bringing in what am I choosing to lean into as my passion? It's a choice. And by moving down a specific road, by leaning into a specific passion, by choosing not to allow fear to block you, you are choosing your manifestation, your abundance, what you enjoy. And that brings us to the Lovers, the major arcana card of choosing what you love, choosing what brings you happiness and joy. And this one really is about choice. It is about relationships, choice in relationships. So you can see choosing which relationships are going to help sustain you, are going to bring you passions, and it can be those intimate passions, it can be those friendship passions that help you heal, that help, it could be the person that you connect with because they love to go hiking. And that's what you want to do. You want to explore the mountains. Maybe you're a paddleboarder and you want to take out your blow up paddle boards on different lakes around the area you live. And you're going to find a person, find a group, find someone. You're going to find your passion and then find people to do it with. And it's inviting you. This is saying, enjoy, leaning into what you enjoy, you love, is and choosing it. Making that choice of choosing it is going to be important for you. It's going to be essential as you move on your way. So I'm wondering the energy. This is from Alana Fairchild. What is Alana asking us, letting us know? Oh, new birth, guarded vigilantly. It's the idea of we're planting flowers in the spring and you get a heavy frost warning. Well, if you've just put your bedding plants out, we have to take care of them. So lots of times you'll bring them closer to your house. Maybe you'll cover them with a blanket. Maybe you'll put something over because you need to guard that new growth. We're not yet into full on summer and fall harvest. You're starting something new. You're planting and starting something new, and you need to take care of it. You need to guard it. Guard who you share it with, guard it from yourself. So if you find fear is blocking you, you need to find a way to calm your nervous system and move forward in a positive way. Maybe get an accountability partner, maybe get a cheerleader and tell them what your goal is and say, I just need help because I'm really passionate about this, but I'm scared about it. I know when I started the podcast, that's for me what was scary. And I know talking to my close loved ones and letting them know, and even my husband, he now helps me. He edits my podcasts and just celebrates me. He's helping me. And by surrounding myself with people that light me up and help me connect with my celebrations and what is growing deeply inside of me in my business, it helps to quelch the fears. It helps to stop the fears. So those are some of the choices that you're going to be doing this month as you move into June. And the beautiful summer solstice is coming. We just love that. And our last line is just about overall. What does Spirit want us to know? What do our ancestors want us to know? I have Jamie Sawyer's Out of Hand tarot deck. And we're just going to say, what do we need to know? Just overall, you know, just telling us as it is. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Just wondering if you can still see that. The Eight of Pentacles. And then we have Ace of Cups and Page of Wands. Okay. So the Eight of Pentacles is about working on your craft. So whatever you're building, whatever you're moving towards, it's about becoming a master at it and practicing it. So I see it coming here in your choices as you make your choices to say, yes, this is my path. I am going to focus on I'm going to use my podcast. I'm going to focus on my podcast. Well, each and every time I do a podcast, each and every time I look at how I'm speaking and how I'm helping women to connect with their own soul messages and their own spirit teams, I'm building and I'm building on that and getting better at my craft. Overall, we're also recognizing that we're starting something new. Ace of Cups, Cups is about water, relationships, intuition, and it's about starting a new relationship. I see it in here guarding vigilantly. It's a new relationship in what you're trying to build and grow. I see it that new relationship with self as you heal and let things grow. What does it look like, feel like? Because there is a truth that happens. We actually, even if we're in a really negative situation, our nervous system feels this is our normal. It's the normal situation. You've been in high stress, high anxiety situation. So even if you move into a more calm, relaxed, happy state, actually, that will seem scary and uneasy if that's different to your nervous system. So it's a new relationship. Guard it vigilantly. Be careful. Just recognize that this new that you're creating is a new relationship. Be relaxed. Allow it to unfold. And if you find yourself getting stressed, going, oh my gosh, this just feels so unsafe, and you're moving back into fear, you're moving back into contraction, I want you to find a way to move into the healing. What music helped you heal? How did you feel peaceful? Is it through yoga? Is it through meditation? Is it through just sitting and walking and sitting in nature? What did you do? Because in this new relationship, as you tend to it, it's exciting and it's going to reap huge benefits for you. So make sure you attend to it and build it. The Page of Wands is here. Wands is in here, that fire, that passion. And the Page of Wands, she's strapping on her roller skates and she's looking for the joy. She's going out looking for fun, looking for ways to do something different in a new way that brings joy and happiness. As women, especially as we're in transitions, having one foot one place and moving into the other, we don't yet know. So we have to explore this new world for ourselves, this new other. Explore, do you like sound healing? Does that really light you up? Do you like books that are different? Genres. I have, in my life transitions, I have had huge genre shifts in what I read and what I consume. Explore it, find a way, and how you do it. I actually listen more to books now because I find I can listen as I'm cleaning my house and do different things. So it's a way that I will listen to books. So for you, strap on those roller skates, strap on whatever new is coming into your life and explore it. Feel the fire, feel the passion, lean into it, and take care of it. And so we have Asha Frost's medicine. What is the medicine as we move into this June for ourselves? What is this beautiful medicine? Peaceful warrior, potency. It is the potency of being healed and being peaceful. It is the potency of silence. We've all heard the scream of silence. And I say that as a parent because all of a sudden you hear silence and you're like, oh, something's going on. And it's just deafening. Silence can be deafening. But it's saying, as a peaceful warrior, so yourself moving your nervous system into a peaceful state, looking for your passions. This is a powerful place to be. There is potency in connecting to the peaceful messages of your soul, of your heart, putting your hand on your heart and listening deeply to where you're at, listening deeply to, oh, this is a time for me to explore. This is a time for me to create. This is a time for me to build a relationship, and listening peacefully to this and not being worried about it, and recognizing that as you heal and as you move into this, you can you can just, I'm saying, grasp it. I'm getting a feeling of, actually the image I'm getting is like grasping for water. So it's kind of hard when we grasp for water. So, because it doesn't come into our hands, it falls through our fingers. So what you have to do is slowly put your hands together and cup your hands. And all of a sudden you can drink fully from this cupped hands. All of a sudden you can take and hold and be in awe in these cupped hands. So it's not about grasping. The peacefulness is about holding, taking, caring, nurturing. Ooh, it just gives me shivers to see how this is going to unfold for you this month. Just a few more, just overall. Overall, I love having overall cards. We have our overall here, and then just overall. This is our spirit deck. She has a little bit of sass. I love her that way. You are so brave to keep on going the way you do. The forbidden forest, bravery, persistence, redemption. For me, it's about changing. And at any point in time, as women in transition, we can choose to stop becoming. We can just stay in what has been instead of leaning in to our passions and the infinite possibilities. And that takes bravery. And bravery is not the lack of fear. Bravery is having fear and doing it anyway, making these choices and doing it anyway. So it's really saying, way to go. Way to go. Beautiful you. Way to go. Celebrate that because it's brave. It's brave to do anything. It's brave to show up. Asha Frost's Elder Animal Spirit deck, Elder Dragonfly. Travel through dream time. Ooh, this is an interesting. So it's going to say this month, what are your dreams? And in the Aboriginal, Australian Aboriginal, they call dream times those stories, those legends. And I want you to do both. So I'm going to get you to think about what your dreams are, maybe put a dream journal beside your bed. How are your dreams showing up? Do you have color? Do you have themes in your dream? And really kind of listen to what's happening in your dream. And I'm also getting the message that just like the Aboriginal, they would go through and they would talk about their Dreamtime stories. Dreamtime stories is when they went into their 80,000 year oral history. Dreamtime. It's how throughout time our ancestors continue to send messages to us. And in that, what are the messages that we can heal? Because we can heal some of these messages. I know one of my messages was around poverty and was around fear of having enough money. And it was always that sitting in that lack of scarcity. So when I went into dream time, there was that, oh, unless you're working hard, unless you're exhausted, unless you're giving and serving, you're actually not doing enough. And I really had to go into that dream time, into that ancestral story, and I had to heal it. I had to go and I say, actually, the universe is so abundant that there are infinite ways. And yes, you do need to work hard. You can't just lay in the middle of a field and say, build me a house, give me all the food, take care of my children if you're laying in the middle of a field. You can't do that. You still need to work, but you don't need to do it to the point of exhaustion. There is actually so much abundance. And so I had to do a lot of work of healing, allowing abundance to flow easily into my life, abundance of relationships, abundance of messages from spirit, abundance in love. So I invite you to go into your dreamtime messages of your ancestors. What are ones that you could heal and let go of so that they bring you peace? And a beautiful thing about that is when we heal, even going back in time and we heal it in our own heart, it heals it for our ancestors in the past. And it also heals for our ancestors that are yet to come into the future. So the healing you do now as you enter into dream time and you release any of these, Carol Meese calls them anchors that keep us down, that keep us anchored into powerlessness, hopelessness. If we can cut those anchors, even from the stories that are from our past, we actually heal in the now and heal throughout both parts of time. It's just so powerful to move through that. We have the Megan Watterson. Oh, I love this deck from A Divine Feminine. This has been a strong area for me. I was a warrior. I was not a peaceful warrior in my life. I would say up until I met my current husband, I was a warrior. I had the fight. So my response was to fight and to be a warrior and to be a warrior for those around me. And I have really had to lean into this part of my life in the last years. How do you be a peaceful warrior? How does your healing, actually of yourself, heal all those around you? And I've seen that through my peace, my healing actually brings healing, peace, and stability in my family. It just gives me chills as I say that. So in the divine feminine, it's finding me coming into this life as a female, a beautiful female, as a peaceful warrior. What can I bring in this month? And we have Rita of Cassia, the patroness of impossible causes. I am miraculous. My prayers create powerful channels of possibility. Ooh, doesn't that just give you chills? It has the possibilities. It's that your prayers Carolyn Me speaks about that. She speaks about the power of prayer, about going to bed at night and just saying, angels, my spirit team, God, universe, spirit, creator, however you name it. She is saying, come, take me with you, allow my body to heal, and take my spirit and nurture it, guide it, and give it the wisdom it needs to continue to expand and grow. Use prayer as a peaceful warrior. Dig deep into prayer of your heart. My dad, rest his soul, his birthday's coming up, and it's also he died on his birthday. So it just brings me such a beautiful message in June. In June, he would say, work is my prayer. And I remember as I retired in education, those are my closing words because I said to them, I said, you know, my dad used to tell me that. My dad used to say, work is my prayer. And, you know, as youth, I would be like, what do you mean work is your prayer? Work is work. Like it's hard. You have to get up. I'd prefer not to work. I'd prefer not to do all of this. And he said to me, in work, you are that becoming. And in the end, as I walked away, I thanked them for praying with me for 27 years. We worked together for 27 years. That is powerful. And then it reminds me of your becoming. The work on you is powerful. And it is a prayer. Just each and every change that you do is a powerful prayer. Take care this month of June. I love you so much. And I'm glad that you are on this journey. Take care. Many blessings.
That wraps up another episode of the Lead with Your Soul podcast. I'm so grateful you chose to spend this time with me. As you navigate your own life transitions, remember to be gentle with yourself and embrace the journey. If you found value in today's episode, please subscribe and share it with others who might benefit. Join me next week for more insights and inspiration. Until next time, keep leading with your soul.